Welcome back to The Talk tonight. You can have a say in what happens to one of the most well-traveled highways in central New York. Right now, leaders and business owners are down at the On Center in downtown Syracuse talking about the future plans for Interstate 81. There are several ideas on the table, including moving the highway out of downtown, turning it into an urban boulevard, or just leaving it the way it is. What does the public think about it all? Let's check in with my colleague Matt Mulcahy. He is live down at the On Center tonight, sampling some of the public opinion. Hey, Matt.
Well, Megan, we've talked to a lot of people here today, but I want to bring in a special guest, Van Robinson, the president of the Syracuse Common Council, who was really, by my recollection, the first one to bring up this issue here in downtown Syracuse a number of years ago, and where you started to say, hey, when this decision comes up, this is a big one, we need to get it right. How do you think it's gone in the years since then?
Well, it's taken almost 10 years now, but I'm glad to see today arrive the interest of the many diverse people who are here, both from the suburbs as well as the city. Any decision that's made relative to 81, we can't think of just a highway coming up, going down, or being rerouted. We have to take a look into our future. And we have to say whatever decisions we make today, are going to have to last for another 50 to 100 years. So the decision we make today has got to be the right decision.
I've heard from a lot of people today, a lot of passion about what their thoughts are about the view, that they want the boulevard, or they want to keep it the way it is, or they want to reconstruct it. They're passionate about it. But I'm also hearing some fear and concern about the unknown of what would those consequences be for any of the choices. Are you hearing the same thing?
Yes, I am. However, there's been a lot of research relative to travel mode, destination of the vehicles. We know that the majority of the traffic that use 81 right now through the city are commuters. And we're talking about 1.2 miles of street, which adds about another minute, 2 minutes onto travel time if we did nothing with the grids. But it is hope that if the 81 is turning to a boulevard, that our grids would be updated, street signs, lights would be upgraded to ease the traffic for people who have to use that boulevard. And research and studies done across the United States and in Europe, as well as Asia, it has been found that wherever the interstate was taken down, that the traffic congestion was reduced dramatically, more than 50%. So it just means that people find different routes to get to work.
We've seen a pendulum swing to some degree. When 10 years ago you talked about taking it down. Over the last 5 years or so, there's been a lot of talk about the boulevard. In the last few weeks or months, there's been a lot of talk about the suburbs and how this would change things for the suburbs. Are you buying into the argument that they're making that they would be losing business in Salina and Destiny or too much traffic into it?
No, you have to remember we're I guess you would call us the traffic center of the state of New York. We have the New York State Thruway, we have 690, we have 481 and 81, all of which are within close proximity of each other. So if there was a boulevard through the streets of Syracuse for 1.2 miles, you would then get back onto a forward 8-lane road heading straight up to Liverpool and beyond. If you take 690 or 90, you would be within a mile of destination of the people who are concerned about their livelihoods. In fact, actually, I foresee in the future perhaps growth for them because you're not that far off the highway. There'll still be an exit there. So I could see in some of the towns additional growth.
Yeah,
I could see economic development if more people took 481, town of DeWitt. You move up to town of Clay, town of Cicero. I can see a greater development taking place there.
Well, Van Robinson, 10 years ago you started talking about it, and look what it's turned into. Quite a dialogue for our community. So yes. Congratulations thus far on that public effort, that's for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The talk continues in just a moment with Megan and Wayne back in the studio.